Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be talking about the top 21 books I want to read in 2021. So this is a list of backlist books that I would like to get to in 2021, and I also have a most anticipated 2021 releases, so they're like the new releases that I want to get to, whereas these ones are books that are already out that I haven't read yet and I really want to. Be excited to share this list. It was slightly hard to come up with 21 books because I was trying to come up with only like first books in series or like standalones, as opposed to like continuations of series that I want to read. So yeah, and I feel like I've read quite a lot or at least started quite a lot of series, so it was slightly challenging, but yeah, we're here, we've made it. So without further I sound American. So without further ado, let's talk about the 21 books I most want to read in 2021. So the first one is no surprise to anyone if you've been on my channel for like any length of time, and that is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, and this is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. And if you're new to my channel, then it's a bit of a running gag that since like I think I've had this book on every single TBR video except December, because I forgot it in December. I can't believe. I'm ashamed of myself. But yeah, and also like even before I started BookTube, in my bullet journal like TBR section, I had The Eye of the World written there. So yeah, I always have this on my TBR and then I never get to it, but I really want to read it because like I've heard good things, and also the TV show's coming out, which I'm really excited for. Like the cast looks so good. So yeah, so I think it's kind of like a classic fantasy, and it's set in this kind of world where sort of times like come and go like in cycles. That's my understanding. And I think it's like this little farm village, and then they'll get chased out by some evil or something. And I know there's this like sorceress called Moraine, and the main character I think is like a little farm boy, so that's cute. But yeah, I think it's called Rand. Yeah, Rand. I'm excited to get to this eventually. When I read it, then you'll all see. Another like big kind of epic fantasy type book I want to get to is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I think it's just like an epic series. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest, but I've heard good things. I've heard it's quite like fast paced, and I've never read anything like by Ken Liu specifically, but I've read quite a few books that he's like translated. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one, and I hope it's good. And the cover's really pretty as well. It's like matte. I don't know, it's just so satisfying to like stroke. Am I weird? I'm very weird. But yeah, so that's how it says, an instant classic. This is a debut novel to be reckoned with. So yeah, this one I'm very excited for. Then next we have The City of Lies, which is it's a novel in the Poison War series, I think, by Sam Hawke. And this is like one of my most anticipated like series to start, because recently I've been hearing more and more like really good things, and I feel like it has that kind of chaotic bi energy which I always love in books. Like I feel like The Rune of Kings has it, and like The Ninth Reign kind of has it. Like those kind of books I feel like I always really love. So I'm really excited for this one. I think it's going to be really good, and I don't really know what it's about, but I'm guessing it's about poison, like judging by the cover and also the first line, which I read. Yeah, so I think he's like a poison like person. I don't know what the term is, not assassin, but like poison taster maybe, or poison tester. Yeah, so it sounds really cool, so I'm really excited for this one. Yeah, then next we have Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. So this was a charity shop find, which I was very excited about because it was only £2 and it's in pretty good condition. And I actually really, I thought I didn't like the UK like first law covers, but this one's really cool. And so this is going to be like my First Law final chance, because I didn't love the First Law trilogy, and I just feel like it's a bit kind of, not a lot happens, and I feel like in order to have that you have to like the characters. But I did quite like the characters. Like I liked Lockter, but I don't know, there was just something about it like that wasn't really for me. But I feel like I have high hopes for this one because I think it follows like a woman, and also I think it's kind of a revenge story, which sounds kind of cool. And I think this one is like maybe known to be one of the best. I don't know, but anyway, I'm excited to try it, so I definitely want to try and get to this one in 2021. Yes. And the next one I want to read is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Anglaise. I think I might have said that wrong. I'm really bad at like remembering authors' names off the top of my head. But yeah, so I think this one is a YA kind of fantasy. I've heard it's quite like magical and like kind of similar to Strange the Dreamer, and also I think it's a Phantom of the Opera retelling, which sounds so cool. I love musicals, so I just feel like I'm gonna really love that one. And I like especially YA books. I think I like quite like lyrical books. I think like sometimes adult ones, they sort of lose the kind of plot. Erin Morgenstern, but I feel like with YA ones, when they're beautiful and flowery, they still tend to have quite a good plot. So yeah, so I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna be really good. The cover's stunning as well, and the cover to the sequel is also stunning. So, and the audiobook, I'm gonna read it on audiobook, I think, because the audiobook's narrated by Steve West, who I've heard, well, I have actually read The Queen's Thief, but anyway, I've heard he has an amazing voice, so I'm excited for that. Then the next one is a recent one that I just heard of, and I think it's called Doors of Stone or something along those lines. But yeah, this one sounds really good. It's like a classic fantasy. I think it's a bit Mesopotamian. I don't really know. I feel like I have a vague idea what that is, but not fully. And I don't know if it has snakes or something, but it sounds so cool. I saw like on the author's Twitter page, like, you know, when they do those like emojis and like descriptors of the book. So it just sounded really good. And I've heard like, I think Patrick Leo talking about it, and he like really enjoyed it. So and then I was really excited. So yeah, I get excited about books very easily, as I'm sure you can tell. But anyway, this one sounds really good, and like a kind of, again, it sounds in a similar vein to like the kind of City of Lies, Ruin of Kings type area of fantasy, which is an area that I really love. So yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And the cover's really cool as well. And like, yeah, it looks kind of similar to The Unspoken Name, which I love, so yeah. And next we have Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. So I recently read Kindred, which is here, by her, and I really loved that one. So that was exciting. And why do I always say exciting? I need to improve my vocabulary. Yeah, so I read that one and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, kind of exploration of themes, and I also really like the characters. And I've heard really good things about Parable of the Sower as well, and I also think the UK covers are so pretty for both of them, so I'm really excited to get to that one, and I think that will be a really good read. I'm also really interested in her like Wild Spark book, but I can't really find that in the UK. So yeah, maybe if I ever get hold of that, then that one as well. And next we have Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and this one is a like classic, well not classic, but I feel like it's quite a well-known book in the sci-fi genre. And I've read a couple of his other books, like I read Doors of Eden, which I enjoyed, and I've heard quite good things about this one. I know Nicole enjoyed this one, and I think it has like giant spiders or something, and I feel like he always has quite good like kind of, I don't know whether it terms like evolutionary themes sort of, and maybe quite on the nose politics, but it's kind of left wing, so I enjoy it. Yeah, so I'm excited for this one, and the cover's really pretty, but yeah, and it's won like an award, so that's exciting. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'll read out the synopsis so it feels like I'm doing something. So the last remnants of the human race left a dying Earth, desperate to find a new home. Following their ancestors' star maps, they discovered the greatest treasure of a past age, a world terraformed and prepared for human life. But all is not right in this new Eden. The planet is not waiting for them, pristine and occupied. New masters have turned it into a refuge, from a refuge into mankind's worst nightmare. Now two civilizations are on a collision course and must fight to survive. As the fate of humanity hangs in the balance, who are the true heirs of this new Earth? So that sounds really cool actually, so I'm very excited for that one. The next in the sci-fi classic is Dune, and by Frank Herbert, and this cover is really cool, but also I'm excited for this one because of the TV show, not a TV show, movie, I think it's a movie, that's coming out. So yeah, I want to try and read it before then, and I don't know a lot about it. I think it's quite like a military sci-fi. I think it kind of maybe a bit sci-fi fantasy type things, but yeah, I've heard good things. I think it is a bit, because this is like the 50th anniversary, I think it is a bit product of its time, and I'm probably expecting a bit of like sexism. But I think it could be good, and like just reading classics you kind of see where the like current genre has almost come from, so I think that'll be cool. yes, I'm quite excited to read this one. I feel like this is a lot of like chunky books on this list, but yeah, so that's that one. So we're just gonna stick with the classic sci-fi. And the next one is Foundation by Isaac Asimov. Oh, this has a TV show coming to Apple TV in 2021. But anyway, so he's like a classic, this isn't that long actually, this is like a classic sci-fi, and I've heard his writing style's like, I think a bit dense, maybe quite dry, but I also want to like have a go because I feel like it could be good. And I feel like he has some quite good musings on like AI. I don't know if that's right. I know one of the books is called like iRobot, so I'm guessing so. But yeah, so I'm just excited. I honestly don't know what it's about. Just sounds quite like very kind of classic sci-fi, like there's this like political drama between various factions of a sci-fi world, so yeah, I'm excited. I need to stop saying the word excited. Okay, so the next we have The Mercies, which is a book I'd definitely like to get to quite soon because I feel like it's quite wintry, so I want to try and read it like January, February type time. This is by Karen Millward Hargrave. So I haven't actually read any of her books, although I do own a couple of them, and I'm really excited because I think her books are going to be books I really love. And this one, I think it's like set in a Norwegian like island with only women, and then this like mysterious man arrives, and I don't know if they're like trying to kill him or something, or he's trying to kill them or something along those lines, but it sounds really good. And I think there might be some like kind of ghost element to it maybe, or like spirits or something. So yeah, it just sounds like everything I would love, so I'm really excited to get to this. Yeah, so that's that one. And then I'm slightly ashamed of myself that I didn't get to this one in 2020. Yeah, forgot what year we were in then. And that is The Burning God. I feel like because this one, like I didn't get it straight away when it came out because Waterstones were a bit delayed with my pre-order, but and now I'm trying to like finish off my arcs before the end of 2020, so I feel like I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll start the year with this because I feel like that would kick off 2021 with a bang. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get to this one. Like, look at the back, it looks so cool. And yeah, I love the Poppy War series, and I feel like the conclusion is going to be amazing. Rin is a little feral psychopath, but I also love her. And I feel like her journey is going to be really kind of intense. So yeah, I'm really excited for The Burning God, and I definitely want to be reading that. And this one's definitely to be read like ASAP. Well, actually, we have a live show, so we're doing like a bit of a read along, hosted by Sophia from Fantasy Book Addict and like a few other people. So yeah, definitely join us for our live show, which I think is going to be on the 10th of January. That should be really good, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll definitely have read it by then. So this is like a very early 2021 book to read. Next we have the only Enki Jemison book I haven't read, which I was gifted for Christmas, which I'm very excited about, and I'm really excited to read this because I love Enki Jemison, and I have like all her books, although the Inheritance trilogy I have on my Kindle. But yeah, so this is the final book, the only book of hers I haven't read, which is kind of sad. But I will read it and then I won't have any left. But hopefully The City We Became 2 will come out soon. But anyway, I'm really excited to read this one. I think it's a short story collection of kind of just, yeah, I guess like sci-fi and fantasy short stories written by the master. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. And I think one of the short stories might be, let's look at some of the names. Yeah, there's quite a few. The City Born Grey, I think, is actually the prologue to The City We Became. But anyway, there's like some of them sound really cool, and yeah. So I think it's going to be really, really good. Then next we have Queen of Coins and Whispers, which is by Helen Corcan. I might have said that wrong. I think it's an Irish name. So this one is I think it's sapphic, which is very exciting. And also I think it's like a kind of court like drama intrigue, a lot of like political sort of, maybe not political, it's the right word, but like court kind of drama, like where people are all trying to kill each other, and it just sounds so like juicy. So I'm really excited for this one, and I feel like this is going to be something that I really love. This isn't like 5-star predictions, but it is books that I'm really excited to get to. So yeah, I can see this like being a 5-star, or at least like a 4.5, and I think it's going to be really good. Okay, then next we have a book which isn't really like sci-fi or fantasy, but I'm really excited to read it, and that is Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. And I feel like this one's kind of a classic, and I've heard really good things about Jeanette Winterson's writing, so I really want to read this one, and I feel like this is the one I'm going to start with. And then if I like her books, I want to read Frankenstein, which sounds cool, and I think Nicole read it and liked it, so that's exciting. But yeah, it almost sounds like it's a bit of like a culty, and then she like religion. She's brought up in a very like religious house, and then she's kind of escaping from that, which actually sounds really cool. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Then the next one I'm excited to read is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. So this one, at first I wasn't excited for it because I didn't love her first book, which is God's Jane Shadow. But now I feel like I am excited because, well, after watching Haunting of Bly Manor, I feel like I've developed a love for like ghost type haunting horror stories. I don't really like horror in terms of like domestic horror, like that kind of thriller, like psycho type genre. But I do really like the kind of ghost type, like haunting, I think gothic novels, and I feel like Mexican Gothic, well, it's in the title, is going to be like that, and I feel like it just sounds really like creepy, and I think it's this like old house which is haunted, which sounds really good. So I'm actually really excited for that because I do love ghost books in general, and I don't know if it's actually ghosts, but I feel like it could be really good, so I'm really excited to read that one. And I don't know a lot about it, but I've just heard, I think it explores themes of kind of colonialism quite well, and also I've heard it has some weird mushrooms in. Maybe I'll never look at mushrooms the same way again after reading, but I am really excited to read it, and hopefully I will enjoy her writing a bit more this time. So yeah. Okay, and then the next book is not actually a specific book, but more just like a general area of books, and that is the Rick Riordan Presents books. So I've read a couple of them, like Arisha and the End of Time, Dragon Pearl. I'm pretty sure I've read another one, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I love those books because I feel like they have the kind of humour of Rick Riordan books, but they also exploring kind of other cultures and sort of more own voices type books. So I'm really excited to read more of them. And then also another middle grade is The Dragon Warrior, and I know Tammy hypes this book up so much, so I'm really excited because it sounds so cute. The cover's stunning. It looks like it's going to be so cute and wholesome, and yeah, Katie Zhao seems like a really nice author. She has like an AuthorTube channel, which is really cool. And yeah, so, and I've heard the ending is like not devastating, but like very emotional, so I'm a bit scared, but I feel like it's going to be such like a cute and wholesome read. So yeah, down to the last three. So the next we have Nightshine by Tessa Gratton. So I've read Queens of Innislia by Tessa Gratton, and I really love her writing style. It's very like lush and beautiful, and I feel like she's very kind of open. Like, I know she has Strange Grace, which like has a poly relationship, and I believe this one has maybe a non-binary main character. That's really cool. So I'm really excited for this, and it sounds just like a, yeah, so one of the quotes on the cover is an alluring and seductive fairy tale that asks, would you just give up the things, what would you give up for the things you love, and if that isn't enough, and what if that isn't enough, you won't want to leave this beautiful and eerie world Gretchen has created. And then another one's like horrifying, heartbreaking and heartwarming, a lush fairy tale rooted in moral quandary. So this kind of sounds a bit like fairy tale-esque, and it just sounds so good, and I've heard really good things. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I think it's gonna be really good, and I'm definitely gonna read this one quite soon as well, because her writing is just so like beautiful, and even Queens of Innislia, which like not a lot happens, you still really kind of enjoy the book because it's so kind of lyrical, and like you get to explore these like characters so well, and it's good. So yeah, I also kind of want to read Lady Hotspur, but I don't know if I want to because I've heard kind of bad things about that. But this one I'm really excited for. So yeah. Then next we have Radiance by Grace Draven. So I've recently become a bit into fantasy romance, and because I read From Blood and Ash, which I am complete trash for that book now. But yeah, so Radiance is one I've had on my like radar for a while actually. But I feel like now I'm sort of in the mood for that. I feel like it could be a good like January read, or like February maybe, just for Valentine's Day. How that's how I celebrate my Valentine's Day, by reading romance. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's one I really want to read, and I've heard it's kind of wholesome, sort of like wholesome but also smutty, which is like my perfect book. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And also it has like not a fake marriage, like an arranged marriage which I'm a sucker for. So yeah, they like arranged marriage and then they fall in love. Oh. And also along the kind of romance lines, this is another one which is like an author I want to get to, and that is Alyssa Cole. So I really want to start reading some of her romances because I'm pretty sure Rue likes them, and also she has a new one coming out in May, which is like an Anastasia retelling, which I love Anastasia. Like, I'm obsessed with the soundtrack. I literally listen to it every day. It's like my studying music. I'm always listening to Journey to the Past. Oh, I love it. And I also love the film. Oh yeah, I wish I could be Christy Altamar. Oh, or at least have her voice. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that one, but I also want to try and read some for other books also. Yes, because I think her romances will be really good. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments like one book, backlist book that you would really love to get to in 2021. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.